Jawaharlal Nehru University (JNU) students who were marching towards Rashtrapati Bhavan were stopped by police and baton-charged near the Bhikaji Kama Place metro station in New Delhi on December 9. JNU students began a march to the Rashtrapati Bhavan seeking an appointment with the president, the visitor of the varsity, to urge him to intervene to ensure that the hike in hostel fee is rolled back. Heavy deployment of police was in place ahead of the students' march against the hostel fee hike. When the students reached the cordoned-off area, they tried to jump across the barricades and were lathi-charged by police. In view of the march, security was beefed up around JNU since morning. Roads leading to JNU were shut for traffic and appeals made to students to protest peacefully, a police official said. The students circulated photos, claiming police have closed all gates of the university before beginning the march. As they began, they raised slogans like "Delhi Police Go Back" and "Education Must Be Free for All." Entry and exit points at Udyog Bhavan, Lok Kalyan Marg and Central Secretariat metro stations were closed by authorities fearing protests there. As advised by Delhi Police, entry and exit at Udyog Bhavan, Lok Kalyan Marg and Central Secretariat have been closed. Trains are not halting at Udyog Bhavan and Lok Kalyan Marg, the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation said on Twitter. The Delhi Traffic Police said Baba Gangnath Marg has also been closed for vehicular traffic. The students have been protesting for over a month inside the campus against the hostel fee hike and have also called for boycott of the upcoming semester exams, despite repetitive appeals by the administration to them to return to classes. The HRD ministry had set up a 3-member committee to look into ways to restore normal functioning in the JNU and mediate between the agitating students and the administration. The panel submitted its report to the ministry but no call has been taken yet. Russia was banned from the Olympics and World Championships in a range of sports on December 9 after the World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA) ruled to punish it for manipulating laboratory data, the TASS news agency reported. WADA's executive committee took the decision after it concluded that Moscow had tampered with laboratory data by planting fake evidence and deleting files linked to positive doping tests that could have helped identify drug cheats. Russia, which has tried to showcase itself as a global sports power, has been embroiled in doping scandals since a 2015 report commissioned by WADA found evidence of mass doping in Russian athletics. Its doping woes have grown since, with many of its athletes sidelined from the past 2 Olympics and the country stripped of its flag altogether at last year's Pyeongchang Winter Games as punishment for state-sponsored doping cover-ups at the 2014 Sochi Games. In focus this time are findings from WADA which concluded that Moscow had tampered with laboratory data by planting fake evidence and deleting files linked to positive doping tests that could have helped identify drug cheats. Sports Minister Pavel Kolobkov last month attributed the discrepancies in the laboratory data to technical issues. WADA's executive committee will convene in Lausanne later on Monday to decide how to respond to the issue. It will rule on whether to ban the country from hosting major sporting events for 4 years and whether to force its clean athletes to compete without their flag or anthem for the same period. The recommendations for punishment it will examine do not include a blanket ban on Russian participation in international sport, however, and leave the door open for clean Russian athletes to compete at major international sporting events as neutrals, as was the case during the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics. RUSADA, Russia's anti-doping agency RUSADA could be stripped of its accreditation for the second time in 4 years as part of the same doping sanctions. Home Minister Amit Shah on December 9 said in Lok Sabha that the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019 is not against minorities but against infiltrators. Introducing the bill, Mr. Shah said the Congress divided the country on the basis of religion, that is why it was necessary to bring the bill. Mr. Shah said the proposed legislation is being brought on the basis of reasonable classifications provided under the Constitution and it does not violate any of its provisions. The bill, he said, seeks to give Indian nationality to non-Muslim refugees from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan who are facing religious persecution there. Also read, restoring a secular notion of citizenship. The Home Minister said laws were framed to give citizenship to people on several occasions in the past, including in 1971 after the creation of Bangladesh and attacks on Indians in Uganda, by using the provision of reasonable classifications. This bill is not even 0.001% against minorities. It is against infiltrators, he said. Earlier, opposition leaders Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Saugata Roy, N.K. Premchandran, Gaurav Gogoi, Shashi Tharoor, Asaduddin Owaisi opposed the introduction of the bill, saying it was violative of various provisions of the Constitution, including move to grant citizenship on the basis on religion. The bill was introduced after a division of votes for which 293 MPs voted in favour and 82 voted against.